Welcome back, everyone, to part two of the Arctic Monkeys. I'm hyped. Clarke is hyped. What's up, Clarke?
Not much. Just chilling. Another week. Another week down of my classes. This summer is going by.
I feel that. I actually missed a appointment with my professor today to talk about my essay.
It's tough.
Yeah, I
Did you get
forgot about
mad?
it. No, he didn't reach out to me. I probably should have emailed him, but it happens.
Hey, if you're listening, Mister Whatever,
Yeah, Mr. Berliner or no, Professor Berliner. I'm sorry.
Professor Berliner.
I'm sorry. And the sad part is because I only have one more class that I have to go to, which is on Tuesday, and then I don't have to see him again. Like, I don't have to do a Zoom meeting, but like
Mm-hmm.
it still sucks because like I didn't go to the one on Tuesday, and then I missed my appointment today, and whatever happens.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel you.
yeah. Anyways, I mean, let's just hop into it.
Okay. So this week we listened to the next two of their projects, Humbug and Suck It and See, which I'd say they were pretty different than the
Oh,
last two things.
they were very different. Last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago when we first talked about the Arctic Monkeys, uh, they kind of sounded the same. The albums, you know,
Yeah,
all the all the lyrics were pretty much the same subject matter, and so like it was like whatever. But these low key, like the vibes of these and the subject matter was like different between the two.
oh yeah, and between the two, like the two of these, I'd say they were incredibly different. I mean, like Humbug is just like not fun to listen to, and that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like upsetting, like it's not
Mm,
happy. They're clearly like not happy.
yeah.
It's just kind of sad. Like,
Mm. But I'm gonna be honest, like I don't think I'll ever get tired of the Sheffield accent. Like I won't.
yeah,
Like his voice, the way he sings is just it like is I think it's the only reason I can make it through the songs. It's just the way he like, sings and I like it.
it's really
Um
smooth.
mhm. And then like also I feel like, this album took on a more like psychedelic rock type of vibe. Um
Yeah,
and for me the production was kind of dirty. Like I feel like there was just so much overdrive and distortion and it all got like muddy and boring and like the bass itself, like I didn't feel like they did a good job with the bass and it just felt lost.
yeah, and the guitar was really, like you said, the overdrive
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of tracks. And I mean, I think maybe that was the point because like it's just super moody, this album,
Yeah.
and a lot of the songs though are pretty different from one another. But I honestly didn't enjoy this one as much as the last two we listened to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. I mean, I feel like those songs on the last two albums had a lot more to offer in terms of the songwriting. At least the first one did, I remember. Um, I mean, I don't know. They were more like unique, I guess.
Yeah. It felt experimental also. Like they were trying out a lot of new things. For
Mm.
them. It was kind of twisted. Some of like the lyrics are like, I don't know, there's a lot of things going on. But what I did notice was like, and I thought this was really cool to me about Humbug was there was a lot of metaphorical like drug references
Yeah,
to a lot of things, and like and he's also not trying to let a girl phase him, and it's cool because like last week we listened to the Weeknd's trilogy,
yeah,
right? And he talked like they basically were speaking on the same subject matter of drugs and girls.
yeah,
But it's also cool to see like Abel's metaphors and comparisons and how like a band in a completely different genre talks about the same things almost.
yeah. And I'd say Abel. I mean, he's way more straight up with it.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Arctic Monkeys are, at least with Humbug, they're very much like trying to find interesting ways to say similar things over and over again. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
but like
uh
like you can say the same about like the weekend. He's always talking about, he talks about drugs and like how it like he rolls with that.
Yeah.
But then and then Arctic Monkeys do the same thing. But I just thought it was cool to hear it from like two completely different genres and like two different like writers' perspectives and like
Yeah, I
how they
agree.
dealt with it and how it affects their life or relationships. I don't know. I thought it was like kind of a cool connection because that
Yeah,
was
that is cool. I didn't
yeah.
really think about that when I was listening.
I actually thought
Um,
about it to like today when I was just listening to music like on like the radio that Spotify has, and then like it just played a Weeknd song, and I was like, oh shit, like we just talked about like this stuff. Like he was singing about the same shit, and I don't
mhm.
know, it was a cool connection for me. Um,
Yeah.
but
Um,
yeah, I mean this album kind of opened up like whatever to me. I wasn't like excited. I was just like, all right, like let's get this going.
yeah, and also something I'll say is that I don't know about you, but they're very tough listen if you're doing it all back to back.
Yeah, that's why I tried not to do it back to back. I split it up one of them like for one day.
Yeah, I
Um,
unfortunately was too busy to do that, but it's just like I don't know. It was just tough. I mean, because I feel like I couldn't really get everything out of it that I wanted to, and that's on me. I mean, because I didn't split it up, but still, I mean, like by the time Humbug ended, I was kind of like I let out a deep breath. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's tough to sit down and listen to all of it at once. And maybe that's just like me and like the type of music that I enjoy more so than this. I mean, like I'm not gonna lie, like I don't listen to this stuff all the time, but I don't know. That's just how I was feeling.
yeah, I'll admit I was glad when Humbug was over. Like
I mean, it was sad. Like this album was just sad, you know, and it was just loud, and the production wasn't exactly what I wanted to be hearing, and it just wasn't. I don't know. I can see why people might like that because it's like it adds to the aesthetic of the album, and it's like humbug, you know. But I mean, there were songs on here that I actually did enjoy quite a bit.
for sure. What were
Like
they?
I really liked "Fire in the Thud"
Thank you. Appreciate it.
because the vibe it just really changes up, and it's like it's cool, and it's just moody, but it's about like a relationship where a girl doesn't return the feelings for him, you know, but he's like hella in love and he has to deal with how attached he is and then let go. And then there's lines of that song that kind of make me think that he's seeing her, you know, everywhere, because he says stuff like that in there. But then what's really cool is how it leads into Cornerstone because it's kind of like those two songs are telling a story together. And in Cornerstone, he's saying that like he's seeing this person's face in places that she isn't. So like now he's dealt with the breakup or whatever, and he's going out and he's like seeing her at different bars and stuff at different places, and he just wants to find someone, or he finds people who like look like his ex, and they all like reject him, and he goes from place to place, but he never finds someone that he can call her name, as he says, which is pretty cool. I just like the vibe of those two songs, you know, and it's just kind of a switch up, and I like how they lead in together. I like songs that just go from one to another with like that same idea, but it's like a story, you know what I mean?
For me, I think my second favorite song was Cornerstone. Like that was me for like my number two. Fire and Thud was cool, like just like the whole vibe of it because I don't know if you watch the show Peaky Blinders. Like,
I
I
do
just
not.
I just started watching it, but like they use a lot of like Arctic Monkey songs, and like this song totally fits that vibe. But like total like check out an episode if you want, and like you could totally hear this song fitting in to that. I think it might have even been in there, honestly. But my favorite song is Secret Door because
Really?
the time change, and the way it worked. I honestly thought it was like the most like it's not anything spectacular, but it was like it showed to me like their like musicianship a little bit more than some other songs, and it felt like not out of place, but I was like, huh, like I like this side of what they were doing. It was like I don't know. I kind of like
I Go ahead.
Nah, it's cool. Go say what you were saying.
Okay. I was just gonna say, like, I totally see what you're saying, but like, I don't know. I think I approached it from a different perspective because I really did not enjoy this song. Like, I totally heard what you were saying, like the time change and like the drum pattern switches up, and but for me, it was a little obnoxious and just a little much for me to listen to. I don't know. That's just me. I don't want to be like the downer here, but I didn't like that song.
It's cool. I liked it production wise. Like that was me. I was like excited to hear something like that. And it's cool like that when artists can actually pull that off in a song. And I thought they did an okay job at it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I disliked the song Pretty Visitors more than that. And maybe it's just not my style. I don't want people to be coming at me because I'm disliking their favorite songs or whatever. Because I don't know like what people love about this album. You know, like I don't, because I'm not like in that community. You know, like when it comes to like The Weeknd, I kind of know what the fans love because I'm like a fan. You know, so like last week it was easier for me to be like, I don't know, talking about that.
Respect, yeah. I mean, I feel that too.
Like, what if people love this album? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what if like this is people's favorite album? We're just like, nah. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to say that, but I mean, we're giving our honest opinions, and that's what this is all about.
Yeah, so, if people don't like it,
it's our impressions. And it's tough because obviously we're not over here sitting here gushing over them.
Yeah.
But it's like we're listening to it with like, you know, open minds too. You know, like, yeah, it's not our style of music, but we're going to appreciate it and, like, you know, analyze it in the best way we can.
Yeah, and, like, we have no agenda. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have anyone paying us to talk about them or paying us or, like, telling us or not to talk to them because it's not going to get us more, like, views or whatever. Like, we're not doing that because, like, we're just not at that position yet. Like, we don't get anything out of talking about someone or not talking about someone, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're just giving our straight up honest opinion. We're not like biased in any way here, or biased not to like them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I mean, I guess another song that I liked in this one, just because of production, it sounded the cleanest to me, was "Dance Little Liar." Because the drums honestly stood out to me the most out of all their other tracks, because it sounded clean. It sounded like the drums we kind of got in studio recording.
Yeah, and I liked that song too.
Yeah, and I liked it. And then the guitar solo was cool. And I feel like that started to push them into like a different direction with their music, with like production wise and just like style. But then also, then another song I thought was really cool was "Red Right Hand." It's actually a cover of a song by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, and the only reason I know it is because
which song?
"Red Right Hand."
Is that on that album?
Is it? No, it might not be. Wrong one. My bad.
It's all good.
We'll talk about it later then.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
It's my bad. That's on me.
No, all good.
No, wait. Actually, I think it is, dude.
Wait, really?
It didn't. I don't think it's not on the one on Spotify. You actually have to look it up.
Oh.
It was like on a. It was on a like a separate thing they released, but it's kind of like part of like Humbug. Because like, I think Crying Lightning was part of Humbug, right? Yeah. Crying Lightning, and then some other song they had was on there. I don't know. It was like this weird like 3-song EP looking thing they released. But it didn't make the final cut.
To that?
It was on Spotify, but when I was going through like the track list online just to see what was on it, like that was part of the track list. But I guess it's just not on like the final cut here. But anyways, the only reason I knew that it was like a cover song that they did for Peaky Blinders, and that's how I knew it. Which was cool for me, I think.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, you could check it out later.
I will.
It's solid.
I will do so. Yeah. Also, side note, I have a couple bad canker sores in my mouth right now. It's really tough to talk.
Really?
Yeah, you know, like when you eat a bunch of sugar, like your immune system's down.
Mm-hmm.
It's just tough right now.
Mm.
They're on my lower lip.
Oof.
You know, little intermission chat before we move on to the next album.
That's tough. Have you ever like just bit your lip out of nowhere, like when you're talking, you're like just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You know, and then like you can't stop yourself from doing it because eventually you'll do it again and you're just like, I'm done. Like, you know, like that episode of The Office when like Jim actually accidentally bit his lip and he was like, oh damn it. And then he's doing an interview and he's like, yeah, and he bites it again. He goes, I'm done. And he takes his like thing off. He's like, I'm going home. I'm not gonna talk today. But
you know what's weird
like
too? That. Oh, go ahead.
My bad. I was done. So
it's okay. It's weird because we're on FaceTime. You know, like I don't get the cues. You know.
Yeah, it's hard because like there's a delay, obviously. Yeah. And so you can't really tell when I'm done talking, and I can't tell when you're done talking. So it just gets awkward. But whatever.
We seem way more awkward than we actually are.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe we're just like
maybe it's just accurate.
But what I was gonna say was, you know how like if someone mentions licking lips, you're just like gonna lick your lips automatically.
Yeah, because you want like
Like don't you want?
I tried not to do it. I had to think about not doing it.
It's weird. Like I'm like resisting.
I did it. I'm not even gonna lie.
I like can't not do it right now. It's.
I'm putting like, nah. Let's just keep talking. Let's move on to Suck It and See.
Okay.
All right. Off the bat, I liked this project from the beginning.
Suck It and See.
Yes, I liked it from the beginning. The production improved. The moneyness was kind of gone. The bass was clean in a lot of songs, and it might be like my favorite in terms of production wise from them.
Yeah, no, I agree totally. This album was so much better production wise.
Yeah, I just thought, I don't know, this was a easier listen for me.
Same, yeah, and I listened to it second, obviously, and like it was not as tough to get through because also it wasn't depressing like at all. It was much more fun than Humbug. And honestly, like I think that this project is more accessible to like the public. It's a little more, I don't want to say mainstream because it's like not, it's still their sound, but like you get what I mean. Like it's more stuff that you'd hear on the radio if you're listening to like alternative stations and whatnot. And like it's easier to listen to, like we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also like production wise, something that really stood out was just the guitars on here alone. Like the guitar sounded so good on this project.
Yeah, a lot of their songs were like produced by like the same guy. So like that's why, obviously, like it's like they're not going from like producer to producer, having them do their own things. I think they use James Ford a lot. I mean, I don't know a lot about James Ford. Probably should. But like he did a lot of their stuff. He was really like, I feel like the backbone of like why they sounded good in this one. But I guess let's just dive into the subject matter and like, yeah.
Okay. So this.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. As
no,
I was
it's
talking,
funny because like I know when you're reading something on your laptop because you just like I see your eyes, you're like looking at the laptop and your screen's like slightly illuminated, and, so, and you're just like not talking, or you'll respond to me and you'll be like yeah, and then you'll just move on to like an entirely different point from what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know it's tough. It's so weird to do this. I feel like this is probably one of our like least cleanest like episodes though. Like we're just like fucking up and we're just being so honest because like this is hard. This is so hard to do. Like not even being in the same room, like completely different states doing this crap.
Yeah, I know. And just like I don't know, constantly looking over at my phone, which is like over there, and my mic's over here, and I have no way to like put it in a different direction, and it's just weird. I don't know. I don't like it, but anyway.
Whatever. We'll get through
Um,
it.
the second track on here, Black Treacle, I think it's pronounced. I really like that song. That was like the first song that I really was listening to, and I was just like enjoying. Like it filled up my headphones so well, and it just sounded so great. Like that song, for me, established how great the production was on this project. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. Like I noticed that too with like the guitars. It was so good, and that's like that's what I mean by like the muddiness was gone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure there was some distortion, some overdrive, but they
That's
dialed
fine
it back. They
with this
dialed
type
it
of
back,
music, you know?
and like
Yeah.
the EQs were just that much better. Everything felt fine. You know, I didn't feel congested in my head when I was listening.
Yeah, it wasn't just like noise, you know? And it honestly sounded great. And I really like that song, but I have no idea what it was about.
Yeah, I was just listening. At that point, I like when I was listening to lyrics and reading them, I was like, I'm lost. Like everyone, like you know, I read off of like Genius, so like there's always like contributors and stuff, like trying to analyze it. But I was just like, I don't see that. That's kind of a stretch. It's kind of a stretch.
Oh,
And,
really?
like, that's how I felt with it. But
Yeah, I couldn't really understand what was happening in this song. But I mean, maybe that's the point. I don't know. But that next song, Brick by Brick, I did not really like that much.
really,
Yeah. I know
Well,
it's sung by the drummer.
it's by the drummer. Yeah, which I feel like if you're not really paying attention, you wouldn't notice too much.
Yeah, I know.
But
like
they do like enunciate words a little bit differently sometimes.
Yeah.
But they kind of have the same like flow in a way, and the same like way they sing.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of cringing a little bit during that song.
really,
Yeah, that's just me. But like, I was like, like, okay.
Hmm.
I don't know what else to say. Like, I just wasn't feeling this track. I didn't like the lyrics. I didn't like the instrumentation. Like, it felt like, you know how like there's in movies like when there's like a large character who's like walking. Like this song felt like it would accompany like that. I don't know. It felt like stomping to me. That's what the song sounded like, and I didn't enjoy it.
interesting.
I sound like a snob.
It's okay.
And I didn't enjoy it.
It's fine, dude. I mean,
I don't give a fuck. I mean, like, I'm giving my opinion.
yeah, you're giving your opinion. That's fine. Like we stress that so much. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just thought it was cool, and I liked it because I was like the drummer sang, whatever, you know, like not a lot of drummers sing, but like it was cool that they're just trying out new things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought musically and like the musicianship out of a drummer, like come on, that's cool.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's cool that that the idea was even there. You know, I like the concept behind it, but I just didn't really like how it sounded.
Because like normally like people that will take a song will be like a guitarist, like doing backup vocals, like they'll take one, but it's like a drummer. That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
It just shows like their talent, I think, and I think that's why it kind of just stood out to me. I was like, all right, like, they're not just letting Turner take the lead on everything. Like he kind of gave up the spotlight a little bit for him to try it, and it worked. I thought, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. No, I mean, I get you with the whole like letting the drummer take some of the spotlight, which I think is cool. I agree.
Yeah, but what else you got?
I really like the song "Don't Sit Down Because I Moved Your Chair." I think that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite one on this project. I don't quite remember if it's my like favorite, but I don't know. I really like the song. It sounded great. It has that really just like thick and heavy guitar playing throughout, which sounds so good. And I mean the vocals are high energy as always, and it's cool. I like this song because he's kind of talking about like doing like dangerous or like kind of unexpected shit, and like you should do that stuff. Like, it's like, live your life, but like, don't get comfortable with it, you know? Like, that's kind of what I thought he's talking about, because he's like, if you go ahead and get comfortable with like doing these things, then like you're just going to be stuck in that lifestyle. But yeah, I don't know, that's kind of what I thought it was about, but I really like that song a lot.
I kind of just like I like the title of it. Don't sit down because I moved your chair or whatever.
Yeah, because we've all done that to our friends. You know?
Everyone's done that to your friends, and it's kind of like don't sit down, but whatever. You let it happen sometimes. Yeah, but do it. Don't do it,
bro,
but do it.
I do that to this day to my friends.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like it's funny. It always gets a laugh out of somebody.
Yeah, because it's stupid. It's not even funny, but it's.
And there's
like,
so much anticipation that goes into it. Also, like, you move it, people see it, and they're like, "Is he gonna sit? Is he gonna do it? Is he really gonna be that friend?" And you're like, "I am gonna be that friend." And then your friend sits down, but there's no chair, and everybody.
But I feel like as the older you get, like, the less likely you are to fall for it. Because, like, I mean, who doesn't like check if they're actually gonna like sit down in their chair? You know what I mean? Like, you go back and grab it, right? You know.
A little bit, yeah. At least look.
So, like, you got to be kind of dumb to.
Oh well. It is what it is.
Anyways, other songs that I liked on here, I really liked "Reckless Serenade." I love the lyrics on this track. Like, lyrically, I think this is my favorite track. The metaphors were there. It's about being like so in love with somebody that you like don't know what to do and like or where to go. You know what I mean? And just like, I don't know, I like the song. It's about being in love. It's cool.
For me, it was the bass on this.
The bass was cool. Yeah.
It just carried it. He just did his job, and that's where the production totally helped. So,
I agree. That song went hard. I really like the last song on there. That's Where You're Wrong.
That's Where You're Wrong.
It's again about like love and relationships. And about how, like, as time goes on, like, the relationship doesn't have to fizzle out, you know, even though often they do. But, like, it doesn't have to. Because, I mean, that's what he's like, that's where you're wrong. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. You know, it doesn't always have to. But, yeah, I just kind of like that idea. I think that's what it's about. I mean...
Yeah, I think that's what it's about, too. I think you're on the right track with that. And again, it's hard to interpret the lyrics, you know, in your own way.
Yeah, and their lyrics are very like complex.
Yeah, but it's also cool because like sometimes you get your own meaning out of it. Like you can get one meaning out of the song, and I will too.
Yeah.
And he might have meant something completely different than what we both thought on our own. So it's like, wow, like you write something so complex. You know, it might not even be that complex. It's just like. You kind of get that interpretation based off what's going on in your life, you know, and how it speaks to you. And I feel like as an artist and writing that, because I can't write lyrics to save my life, but, you know, as I feel like you could appreciate that because you write a lot.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when you say some of your bars to me, like, you know, I get my own meanings out of it. But you know, others, I know exactly what you mean. So, I don't know. I feel like if I could write more, I would. But
what's cool about writing though too is that like you don't even always know the meaning that you're trying to get out of it, you know. And then so you'll write something thinking it's about one thing, and then later down the line you'll be like, wait. At that point of my life, I was thinking about this, and that's what the song's actually about, even though I didn't think it was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Do you have a lot of songs that you go back and like you realize that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't often go back to old songs because I feel like with every song I write, I get better in a way. But unless it's like more recently. But if I go back to a song I wrote like when I was like 16 or something, I'll see stuff and I'll be like, I can definitely see what I was trying to do here, and like. I get it, but I was a lot more upfront back then, so like there's not a whole lot of like meaning that you can totally drag out of it when I'm literally just saying it for what it is, you know what I mean? But But I don't do that as much anymore. Like, I like to have it more interpreted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I've never read anything or listened to any heard any of your lyrics from like back then. I mean, I've listened to some of your EPs, or all of them. I've listened to them, and it's totally different from what you you write now. It's also that's just maturity. We're getting better, and like you said, you get better with every song you pump out, and so, respect on that. You're doing something I can't do, so.
It'd be fun though one time to be like, I want to hear like how you interpret some of my songs. I think that'd be fun sometimes.
Maybe we could do that in an episode.
We could. That'd be cool. I gotta get some more stuff out though.
Yeah, I mean, but like still, like even like some stuff you've released elsewhere, past
or stuff I have
like
not
interpret
released.
stuff from like when you were younger and now. So
we'll
see.
read my old lyrics. That'll be embarrassing.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I go back though and I read them. I'm like, damn, like some of those are kind of fire.
Yeah, you should just use them again. Why not? We went on a really long tangent right there. I'm not gonna lie.
It's all good.
But I just wanted to talk about like, honestly, I don't. Just Suck It and See. Honestly, like Suck It and See, I thought it was okay. It was the title track. And like Suck It and See is like the British expression for just like try it out. And that's really what he was talking about in the song. But this is another song that stood out to me with like the quality of the bass. And it kind of inspired me because I know that one day I'll be able to achieve that sound. Because I struggle with bass so much. Like I fear it the most out of every instrument. Like I fear it.
It's tough. I mean, I don't fully understand, but I know it's not easy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I feel like that's all I really have to say about Suck It and See.
Yeah, same. I mean, overall, I liked this album more than Humbug. I don't know where I'd put it in terms of the last two projects. I do really like the first one. Freaking whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not.
That's such a long title.
I know, that's why I fucking didn't remember it. But I like that one, I think, the most, honestly. So far. I don't remember. Did we not like Favorite Worst Nightmare?
Let me see. Let me check the past notes.
Same,
I can't really remember. I think the only song I liked was like 505 because it's like basic.
Oh yeah, no, I remember this album was like very linear in its focus, I think, is what we were finding. Like it was all about like freaking relationships. I mean, that's fine, but like it just wasn't super unique, I remember. Yeah. But we talked about that. I mean,
whatever. We're not going to talk about it again. Go back and listen to another episode if you want.
Yeah. I liked Suck It and See though. It was cool. It was good. I mean, again, this isn't my specialty. I don't think it's your specialty either. I mean, we're doing our best here. Like, forgive us if we didn't interpret your favorite song the way you wanted us to. But
yeah. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up on part 2 of the Arctic Monkeys, and then 2 weeks from now we'll wrap up like the the Arctic Monkeys as a whole, and talk about their AM album.
Is it AM or AM?
I think it's AM. Yeah, AM.
So we got AM in Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Bro, I don't understand. I don't know their album titles. Like I don't know what they mean half the time.
I don't. Suck It and See, I could totally get it. Like that kind of works. Favorite Worst Nightmare is pretty dope. Like that's a pretty dope one.
Yeah, that's a pretty sick title.
And then whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not. Like that was just too long. I didn't want to even.
Yeah, it's like, and we get it. Like it's not like that deep.
Yeah.
But I like Suck It and See as a title, just also, and because it's very straightforward, and I feel like the album is super straightforward too. Like you don't have to go crazy interpreting it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's an easy listen.
Yeah, that's why I said it was more accessible. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's how it felt to me.
Yeah. For sure. But I mean, the next time we talk about these guys, it's kind of their more like known album, I feel.
Yeah.
And they have a lot more songs off this that people know. So
Yeah, for
we'll
sure.
see what happens. We'll see what happens with that one. But
Yes. But next week we got The Weeknd Part 2.
part 2.
So look out for that. We're going to be talking about Kissland and Beauty Behind the Madness.
Yeah, it's going to be dope. Yeah, dude, I don't know what else to say about these guys for right now.
Right now, yes.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it though. I mean, they're great musicians.
Yeah, always appreciate and acknowledge talent. So, I just want to reiterate it again for like the 5th time in this episode. These are our opinions. We listen with open minds and we try our best, you know. And obviously, we always stress it. Go and listen for yourself. And
Exactly.
you know, if you want, we can conversate about it. So
yeah, I've yet to talk to anybody. I mean, actually, that's not true. I've talked to people about like what they think of our episodes. Shout out Juan. Shout out Kat.
love Juan, love that guy.
He sent Juan, if you're listening, you sent me a song recommendation the other day, or at least I thought it was a recommendation. You didn't say anything except just send me the song.
You just send the links, yeah.
Yeah, and so I listened to it. I forgot to tell you I liked it, but we can talk about that.
I don't know if he sent the same one to me, but I liked it too. Maybe I don't know if it's the same one.
What was it called?
Let me see. I don't remember the name, but I just know he always sends me links, and I'm like, word.
It was Talk is Cheap.
Yes.
By WNDR.
I think it was that one.
Shout out that guy.
Honestly, hold on. I want to make sure he sent me the right one. Cause like, where's my phone? It's not important. We'll talk about it later. But I know he sent me one, and I liked it. But like, he's always really good about that, which is cool. I always tell him I like his song recommendations.
Yeah, no, I mean, he also hit me up and he was like, I now have a great appreciation for The Weeknd. Great episode. He said that. I sent you that text.
Yeah, you did send me that. That was funny.
That made me
it's
proud.
cool to see that. It's cool to see that because he listened to it. You know,
yeah, so
we put in time and work into that. We listened to a lot of music and we got feedback, and that's always cool.
Yeah, and I do think that was a really good episode. I think it was way better than this one.
Way better than this one. It's hard to do this stuff.
Yeah, it is.
We're kind of cringy too, but whatever.
I think our worst episode yet was the Jidenna one, and I feel bad about that because I just want to say like Jidenna's one of my favorites, and we were both exhausted during that episode, and it seemed like we just didn't have fun listening.
Yeah, that was such a week in itself, honestly. Like, but I don't know. I mean, I feel bad about it too, because like we got to give these artists the respect they deserve.
Yeah, and I texted you after. I was like, I feel like we didn't really do them justice. Like,
yeah,
but we can't like go back. You know what I mean?
And I told you, I was like, well, did you want to go re-record it? Like,
bro, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be. It
wouldn't be fresh.
It wouldn't be fresh. It wouldn't be like an honest. I feel like it wouldn't be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like all this stuff's coming out of our mouths at the moment, and like if we're gonna have to just repeat everything we said, I don't think it'd be as like transparent or whatever.
Yeah. So Jidenna, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But I mean, I'm glad we're talking about this on the podcast because like, I feel like people also, if you're listening to a podcast for this long, you want to hear about you want to hear us talking, not just like about like you want to hear our personalities in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like it's important to have these types of conversations on here, just talking.
Yeah. I agree with that, dude. Because I mean, sometimes people might get annoyed with us just bashing on an artist or gushing over an artist, and sometimes they just want to hear us talk and like what goes through our minds.
Yeah, and like if we just start the episode, talk about the artist, and then stop the episode, I feel like that's just kind of lame. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, they get to know us. They get to know we're actually sorry. We feel bad about talking about Jidenna the way we did. So like no energy, and I feel bad about that. I kind of feel like we did that right now in this episode, but like it's not like we weren't excited, because it's always fun to record these episodes. It's just a matter of like this is not really where we're at with like expertise wise. Like, you know, there's not much we really know about it. It's just more like interpretation.
I mean, maybe we're being too hard on ourselves. Like, I mean, maybe we're doing an okay job. I just don't know because, like, I don't know, you know?
Yeah. I guess we'll find out soon. But
maybe.
This was such a long, like, just talking about random stuff. It's good. It's always good.
Right. It's always good.
But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Definitely keep your eyes open for next week when we talk about the weekend again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as always, I'm Adrian.
I'm Clarke.
And we'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.